So Wendy, do you have a question for Ken about himself?
Yeah, Kenny, what do you like to do when you have free spare time?
Great question.
I do art. It's what I most likely am about to do professionally. So I would do that, or I also write poetry and stuff like that.
That's awesome. So you write poetry. Can you read us a poem?
I'd have to get my other device. I can't read. Hold on.
Wendy, isn't this great? Guys are reading us poetry.
Yes, yes.
Can you hold on a minute?
I love this. I feel like it's the Bachelorette and we're the Bachelorettes.
I have to go to notes. So
Okay.
Find where I'm working on books, so I have to find this.
Eventually.
I have a poem ready.
Okay, great. Okay, do you want to read us your poem?
Sure. All right. It's called I Remember. It's about my friend that committed suicide. Okay. I remember a man who seemed happy, but was not. But man, was he funny and great to be around. I remember the good times, going to see Danzig, drinking with good friends. True, he left this life too early, but in the end, it was his choice. And you've got to respect that. I remember a smart guy that at one point I wanted to be like, a great person who will always be part of my life and someone I can never forget. That's the end of it.
Kenny, that was absolutely beautiful.
I'm not, my friend has it wrong. I'm not a right-wing person.
Okay, Kenny, you have another caller. Kermit and Friends.
Hi.
Hi. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with?
My name's Brian.
Brian. Okay, perfect. Hey, Brian. Thanks for calling in. Do you have any thoughts on the show today?
No, actually, I wanted to know why you never talked about your Cobra Starship days. I was a big fan.
Oh, wow. That's such a nice question. So yeah, I was in Cobra Starship. I enjoyed it. It was just kind of a long time ago. So I get super hyper focused on whatever I'm doing at the time. So I've done a lot of things since then. I worked at Howard Stern. I worked at a private equity company, and now I'm doing Kermit and Friends, and I'm totally obsessed, obviously.
You worked on Howard Stern?
Yeah.
You still talk to Gabe at all?
Gabe? Oh my gosh. No, but I did run into him at the Kabbalah Center a couple years back. And yeah, I mean, you know, some people, you just lose them from your life. And now that I'm following Christianity, I feel like if he was meant to be in my life, God would put him there. So I'm really I'm at peace with it. But let me tell you, Brian, I was not at peace with it for many years. I was angry. I was bitter. Every store I would go in. Now listen to this, Brian. Every store that I would go in would be playing a Cobra Starship song. And I wasn't in the band anymore. Every taxi I would get in would be playing their hit song. And I would just be like, it was a mixture of sadness and madness and just like bitterness. And I was just sick over it, Brian. And it took me, I want to say 6 years to get over it. What did you say, Ken?
Okay, you were in a band?
Yeah, so I was in this band. And right after I got out of the band, we were a pretty successful band. We opened for Fall Out Boy, Panic at the Disco, Gym Class Heroes.
What's the name of the band?
Cobra Starship.
Cobra Starship. I'll have to check them out.
Yeah, and so listen to this, Ken. You're going to love this. So I was in the band. We opened for 30 Seconds to Mars. We played stadiums. People would ask for my autograph. Little girls and boys would be coming up to me crying, so excited to meet me. It was a really fun time in my life. Anyway, I got kicked out of the band. And after that, every taxi I got into, every store I went into, everywhere I went, I heard their songs everywhere. It was horrible. Can you imagine that? So I was just miserable for those years. And then I didn't believe in God at the time. But now looking back at it, I feel like God was protecting me, because then I started to get involved in the Howard Stern show, and it was like way more fun than being in the band. So when you feel like, you know, your life is over, I mean, I can't think of anything much worse than being in a band and then them becoming extremely famous after you're kicked out. But I felt like God always protected me with things and put the Howard Stern show into my life. I got to go on there like 20 times. It was so fun. I got to work there. I played at a concert. I remember when I was in Cobra Starship and I was on stage, the kids in the audience would sing along to the songs. And I didn't write those songs. I was just playing in the band. And I was thinking, man, I wish one day I would write a song that people would know the words to. So cut forward 4 years, I get on the Howard Stern show and we play concerts, me and Benji, and people in the audience are singing the words to Online Sweetheart. So my prayers came true.
Wow.
Yeah. Always your prayers come true, Kenny. So I'm really sorry about your friend that you wrote the poem about. Was that a close friend of yours that killed themselves?
Yeah.
And did you know they were depressed?
No.
No?
But you know, it's all right.
You didn't know that?
He came on my show, that's all I need to know. I'll take no further questions. And the things that he said, yeah, they got to my head, yeah. Now I have an obsession with an octopi. He's an octopus that I met, Alexander Cortez. He's an octopus that I met. He is so damn sensitive.